Thousands of cards have been printed for the Pokémon TCG Legal for Gym Leader Challenge, split between over 50 set expansions. While most sets have a couple of decent cards, some sets are absolutely game-changing. I wanted to know, what are the top 10 GLC sets ever printed? To answer this question, I used deck list information from Limitless TCG to calculate usage stats for each set. I excluded staple cards that are printed most generations like Energy Search and Energy Switch. I also did not rank any of the Scarlet and Violet era sets because their usage stats cannot be represented fairly given how recently they came out. I've ranked all of the sets roughly by how many cards you'll see from each set in a given deck. As always, you can check out gymleaderchallenge.com for information about the rules and FAQ specific to GLC. At number 10, we have Evolving Skies, the 7th main set of the Sword and Shield era with an average of 1.37 cards per deck. This set introduced an above average number of solid Pokemon. Galarian Articuno, Wishiwashi, Galarian Moltres, Drampa, and Regieleki are all solid attackers, and Dynamotor Flaffy is a great support Pokemon. Stormy Mountains and Crystal Cave are both solid stadiums, and Rescue Carrier is a good recovery card for low HP Pokemon. The best card from this set is Rhyhorn, a supporter that searches any card in the deck and accelerates a basic energy from the discard pile after one of your Pokemon is knocked out. This gives Dragon and Lightning decks more consistency. At number 9, we have Chilling Reign, the 6th main set of the Sword and Shield era with an average of 1.44 cards per deck. Zarude is one of the best basic Pokemon for tanky grass decks, and Rapid Strike Sobble helps set up water decks that have multiple Rapid Strike basic Pokemon. Avery punishes setup heavy decks, Clara is a solid recovery supporter for all types, Peonia helps control and other deck types that need specific cards to function. Old Cemetery combos with Pokemon that grow more powerful with damage counters, and Fog Crystal is a must-have for every Psychic deck. More recently, Peony has seen increased usage to make aggressive plays with Battle VIP Pass and the Technical Machines. While no card immediately stands out, this set is solid overall and will continue to be represented in future decks. At number 8, we have Brilliant Stars, the 9th main set of the Sword and Shield era with 1.44 cards per deck. Grass decks got good support from Sun-Drenched Shell Grottle. In its evolution, Evopress Torterra is one of the strongest attackers of the format. Water decks gained bench protection with Wave Veil Manaphy. Trade Liepard provides well-needed draw power for dark types. Dragon decks have Druddigon, a solid revenge attacker, and Sonic Slip Garchomp, which pairs with previous Gabite cards. The type that most improved, though, is colorless, with Call for Family Minccino and Industrious Incisors Babarrel, one of the most powerful draw engines in the format. As for non-Pokemon cards, Pot Helmet is a useful damage reduction tool for all types. Double Turbo Energy is a 2-energy attachment mostly seen in colorless decks, and Magma Basin is a stadium that accelerates energy for fire decks. The most used card from the set is the supporter Gloria. Since it has the same effect as Bridget, Gloria made many decks cheaper and increased accessibility to good deck building options. Overall, Brilliant Stars can be remembered for introducing several important Pokemon. At number 7, we have Phantom Forces, the 4th set of the XY era with 1.48 cards per deck. Few Pokemon from this set see consistent play. Metal Link's Bronzong accelerates energy from the discard pile for high-cost metal Pokemon. Bide Barricade Wobbuffet disables non-psychic abilities and gives psychic decks time to set up. This set is headlined mostly by its non-Pokemon cards. Robo Substitute slows the game for control decks. Battle Compressor combos with cards that take advantage of the discard pile. Dimension Valley makes it easier to satisfy attack costs on psychic Pokemon. And Mystery Energy is a special energy that reduces the retreat cost of its attached Pokemon by 2. The most important card from this set, though, is VS Seeker. Getting a supporter card from the discard pile is incredibly strong, so much so that it is unlikely to be printed ever again. At number 6, we have Noble Victories, the 3rd main set of the Black and White era and the only Black and White set in the top 10, with 1.52 cards per deck. Blitzel from this set makes the case as the best Blitzel since one of its attacks can give it invulnerability for a turn. Dynamotor Electric accelerates energy to lightning attackers that require multiple energy. That said, this set is mostly carried by 2 cards. Super Rod is a flexible recovery card that fits many GLC decks, and N is a supporter that provides powerful late-game hand disruption and is seen in most deck lists. This set lacks the volume of other sets, but makes up for it with quality. At number 5 is XY base set with 1.66 cards per deck. Mystical Fire Delphox is a good draw engine for fire decks even though it is a stage 2 Pokemon. Otherwise, this set has some niche Pokemon like Eerie Voice Gourgeist and Forest's Curse Trevenant. The base set of each generation tends to coincide with the beginning of a set rotation and introduces several new powerful trainer cards. That is the case for this set. Team Flare Grunt is a reliable disruptive supporter for control decks. Professor's Letter is arguably the best basic energy search card ever printed. Muscle Band is the best damage modifying tool card that can be played in any type, and Evo Soda is the second best item card for evolutions, second only to a card that we'll talk about soon. It's no surprise to see that these cards have a lasting impact, and XY base set deserves its spot in the top 5. Guardians Rising comes in at number 4 with 1.86 cards per deck. Alolan Vulpix helps water decks set up with its beacon attack. Daunting Pose Machoke protects the bench from damage and damage counters, and Copycat Mimikyu can turn entire matchups on its head by copying attacks like Amazing Shot on Raikou and Red Banquet on Guzzlord. Aqua Patch gives water decks energy acceleration options outside of Rain Dance Pokemon, and Brooklet Hill is a stadium that helps put basic water and fighting Pokemon into play. The two best cards from this set are Rescue Stretcher and Field Blower. Rescue Stretcher is a flexible and unique item card with the option of getting a Pokemon back to hand. Field Blower is hands down the best tool and stadium removal item card in the whole format. All in all, Guardians Rising is and will continue to be an amazing GLC set moving forward. I'm convinced that card designers at the Pokemon Company International wanted to test the limits of the card game with the set Cosmic Eclipse, our number 3 set, the last main set of the Sun and Moon era with 1.97 cards per deck. Scatter Wishy-Washy can punish weak incoming attacks, Blacephalon fixes math for psychic spread decks, and Guzzlord threatens to take multiple prizes with a single attack and is present in most dark decks. Rosa is a solid comeback supporter, though it has fallen out of favor for more aggressive options. Most stadium cards are aggressive, but Chaotic Swell is one of the best defensive stadium cards and makes it difficult for other stadium cards to hit the field. Lily's Pokédoll is seen in most control decks, similar to Robo's Substitute. Lana's Fishing Rod is one of the few tool recovery cards and has excellent synergy with Technical Machine Blindside in Ancient Trait Plus. Guzma and Hala, Mallow and Lana, Cynthia and Caitlyn, even Belelba and Brysonman are tag team supporters that have all seen competitive play. This set even has Tag Call, an item that searches not one, but 2 tag team cards. Draw Energy is most useful in colorless decks to help see more cards. The scary thing is, I don't think the potential of Cosmic Eclipse has been fully realized. Decidueye threatens to take multiple knockouts with Tracking Shot. Call Signal Magneton sets up insane combinations. Ultra Necrozma is a powerful basic dragon Pokemon. Clay is a supporter that benefits item-heavy decks, and Will is one of the few cards that can change coin flip results. For its variety and strength, Cosmic Eclipse is one of the best GLC sets ever. Rebel Clash, the second set of the Sword and Shield era, comes in at number 2 with an average of 2.36 cards per deck. Electrified Bolt Electivire is a solid attacker. Tar Generator Colossal is a powerful energy accelerator. Infiltrator Dragapult can change entire games with its ability, and Galarian Weezing shuts off opposing abilities. Capacious Bucket helps water decks get multiple energy from the deck. Scoop Up Net is a strong item card that acts like a switch and healing card. Sonia is a flexible supporter that grabs basic energy or basic Pokemon. Training Court is a stadium that recovers basic energy, and Turffield Stadium helps grass decks find evolution Pokemon. This set separates itself from other sets with its selection of special energy cards. Speed Lightning Energy helps lightning decks draw more cards. Horror Energy punishes incoming attacks with damage counters for psychic decks. Capture Energy helps every type search for basic Pokemon. And Twin Energy is a single card that provides 2 energy. Rebel Clash helps and will continue to help every type tremendously. Before revealing the number 1 set, let's go through some honorable mentions. Sun and Moon base set technically would have been number 6 on this list, except that it is mostly carried by a single card called Nest Ball, which may or may not become a staple card in the future. Timer Ball is cool, but is not played in every deck. Outside of these 2 cards, this set is not seen much. Sets like Plasma Freeze with Floatstone and Plasma Storm with Colress have one very solid card but offer little else. It takes multiple cards to really make it into the top 10. Without further ado, the best set for GLC is Sword and Shield base set, with a whopping 4.71 cards per deck. There are 3 reasons for this. It is the base set of a generation, power creep and other formats spilled into GLC, and most Pokemon introduced this generation have relatively few printings. Even when accounting for these reasons, this set is incredible. Voltage Beat Rillaboom is an amazing energy acceleration Pokemon for grass decks, Make Do Chinchino helps colorless draw more cards, Ice Dance Frostmoth helps put multiple energy into play on the same turn, and Shady Dealings Inteleon is played in most water decks for its broken ability. Aurora Energy is a flexible multicolor energy with a discard effect. Air Balloon is a secondary retreat cost reduction tool. Evolution Incense is a better version of Evosetta for fetching evolution Pokemon. Metal Saucer helps accelerate energy to metal Pokemon. Ordinary Rod is a solid item card that recovers Pokemon and basic energy. Quick Ball is played in almost every deck to search for basic Pokemon, and Marnie is perhaps the most flexible hand disruption supporter ever printed. Sword and Shield base set contains so many stable trainers in Pokemon, there is no doubt that this set is the absolute best set for GLC. Will this set ever lose its spot? Could Paradox Rift or some future set take its throne? Only time will tell. As always, thanks for watching, and until next time, bop.